I'm Chris Wiggins. I'm an associate professor of applied mathematics at Columbia. I'm also the chief data scientist of the New York Times, and I just wrapped up a seminar here at the Institute for Experiential AI at Northeastern University. I think the students in the class really pushed us to think about the socio-technical system in which data-empowered algorithms sit. When we first started teaching the class, we envisioned it as a history of data science and really focusing much more on technical aspects. But the questions from the students, 2017 to 2023 in particular, really pushed us towards thinking about how data relates to what we think is true, and also how data relates to power, the way that data gives new capabilities, often to those who are already in power. And that clearly was a driving concern from the students, and I think really drove us to think more deeply about what are the sources of power, including simply financial sources of power, the ways that investment by a state or by individuals or by corporations can drive innovation, but also what we talk about when we talk about ethics. Over the last, I would say, decade, there's been quite a bit of conversation about ethics around big data, as we used to call it. And it's not a term that many technologists are comfortable using. So that was one of the aspects of the book, which eventually became a chapter on the battle for data ethics, to try to help students and readers be more comfortable with understanding applied ethics. Where did it come from? How did it get that way? What are the contests that are happening around data and ethics? And how might those contests be resolved in the future? Engineering educators rarely give young people, young technologists, the vocabulary for thinking through difficult ethical questions. So often we train people in functional aspects of data without training them in thinking about ethical aspects of data. And I think for some people it can be frustrating when they go into the workplace, and effectively they are the ones making decisions that have ethical import. If a data scientist or a product manager finds that they're making these sorts of decisions, often, in my experience, they found themselves doing it without access to an intellectual framework or a shared vocabulary for adjudicating those difficult decisions.